Hi, this is Joe with another video, and this video is going to be different than my usual movie reviews, uh, because I'm going to do this video for my for my Facebook page, called Big Six Towers Discussion, my Big Six discussion page, because it's easier to upload to YouTube and then eventually link it to the Facebook page, because Facebook has a limit on the size of the videos in terms of megabytes and so forth. So it's not going to be easy to do that. So this video will be exclusively for my Big Six from the members of my Big Six Towers shareholders page. The reason why I'm doing this video for the page is because I already have made a post about this a couple of days ago. But I feel like it should be better if I do it in a video, and I would better express myself if I do it in a video than on the post that I did. I think it should be better. And there's an incident that happened I'm respectfully asking, I want to repeat that term, respectfully ask all shareholders not to use the extermination company that we have, the Big Six Towers has a contract with, which is Dollar Bug, because of what happened, specifically with me and my family in my apartment. What happened was last Wednesday, which was the not 26th, it's like 18th, I think it was 18th and 19th, which was that last Wednesday. No, it was the 15th, 17th. February 17th was the last time that the exterminator was here on the grounds of Big Six. So I made a work order because I constantly need service, spraying in my apartment. For roaches, basically. And what happened was, I was not home. My sister was not home. Only my father was in the house. And what happened was, he opened the door for the exterminator, and the first thing the exterminator says was, "Where was I? Want to know where I was?" Which is a weird thing to say. And my father told him, "Oh, he's not home. He's not home. He's doing some shopping, so he's not in the house." And so only I'm here, and my father can't walk around too fast in the house and stuff. So because he has bad knees and everything, and he's also 83 years old, so he's not can't get around that fast. So the exterminator went around my apartment, instead of spraying for the roaches, he was taking pictures of my apartment instead, particularly in my bathrooms. Now I have to say before I continue, if you're having work done in your apartment, whatever it is, from maintenance, or the exterminator, or the house painter painting your apartment, as a private job, whatever. No, not one of them is allowed to photograph your apartment. No, at least without your permission. If they do it without your permission, they're breaking the law. They're violating they're invading your privacy, and they're not doing, they're not really not doing their jobs. They're interested in photographing your apartment to show, and they eventually will show to management. It's gonna be my phone there. And they're interested in photographing your apartment to see how clean you keep your apartment. Now, there's been an issue that's been going on between the extermination company and myself and my family. True, we don't have the cleanest apartment in the world, because we can't afford our own cleaning crew, right? Even when my mother was alive, and she's been dead for 15 years now. Even when she was alive, and when she was able to clean the apartment, we still had roaches in there. And she was one. And my mother was the original neat freak. I mean, I have to say, with all due respect, my mother and everything, she was the original neat freak. I mean, sometimes you get literally eat off the floor with my mother, and we still have a roach problem. So what does that prove? It proves nothing. It proves absolutely nothing. No matter how clean your apartment is, you're still going to have roaches will run around in there like crazy. Because I felt that every building in the whole co-op needs to be taken care of properly. And I mean, in terms of spraying for the roaches. Unfortunately, the extermination company, they're getting worse in doing it because they're not doing their jobs. Or sometimes when I wait, I'm in the house the whole morning because they're here from 8 in the morning to maybe 12 noon, 1 o'clock. They don't show up to my apartment. They do not show up, and which is annoying. They do not show up to my apartment. Right? So waiting. I said, how come they didn't show up? And I complained to management. Hey, I made a report for the extermination company, and the guy didn't show up. And I said, and they have records saying that they made the work order, but they didn't show up. They said, they knocked on your door. No, they didn't. I said, how do you know? Because I was in the house all morning waiting for him to. I even got up at the crack of dawn, sitting there in my living room like this, with my arms folded, waiting for him to knock on my door. They never knocked on my door. They never came out. They never rang my bell. They never knocked on the door. They did nothing. And there was one exterminator who works for Dollar Book, who even threatened. So complained about what my floors look like, what my bathroom looks like, what my floors look like, what my bathrooms look like, what my kitchen sink looks like, and he was complaining over that instead of doing his job. I mean, I have maintenance up here plenty of times. Now, one time, if I ever have a problem like that with maintenance, and he says, "Hey Joe, clean your apartment, wash your floor, or clean your toilet, or clean your sink out." I said, even though I clean my sinks out all the time, and they still get clogged. So what does that mean? It means nothing. And so the exterminator would complain about the condition of my apartment. So it says my father couldn't properly supervise him because of how he walks and everything. The guy took out his cell phone and was going click, 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 taking pictures of my whole apartment. And then what he did was he showed management the pictures that he took. And I got not one letter but 2 letters from management. And I got the letters right here. So I promised it wasn't in the envelope. I got this letter along with one picture. I mean, it's not even a color. At least they photographed it in color. I got this one picture of my. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but I got one picture of my bathroom. That's it. The photographer took So I'm in the H apartment. I have 2 bathrooms. Half a bathroom and the full one. He took a picture of my full bathroom. The one that the bathtub is here. Here's the bathtub, and that's it. And like I said, it's not even a color picture. They can't even print out a color picture, for God's sake. So they and here's the letter. It says, it has been reported to management that there are very unsanitary conditions in your unit. I have attached photos. Mind you, it says photos, meanwhile it's only one photo. Right? So So they got that wrong. For your reference, due to these conditions, our exterminators have detected an infestation of roaches in your apartment. Yeah, no fucking shit. I don't need them to tell me they have a problem with roaches in there. In your apartment, it will require a treatment of aerosol to be performed. In order for this treatment to be effective, you need to do a thorough cleaning of your unit. Right? Yeah, they will do the cleaning. I'm not going to do shit. They're the ones who are going to do the cleaning. We will be scheduling your unit for this treatment and applying the charge to your account for $225. No way am I spending $225. No way. No effing way. Failure to comply may result in a potential holdover, as you are currently in violation of the Big Six Towers occupancy agreement that states the following. The member shall keep the device promises in a good state of preservation and cleanliness, free from accumulation of rubbish, refuse, or waste matter, and free from vermin, bugs, or insects. The member shall comply with all rules, regulations, and governmental or administrative bodies or agencies having jurisdiction in the event a violation is imposed by any agency upon any of the building of the cooperative as a result of the failure of the member properly to preserve and maintain the dismissed premises. The member, with 5 days from the imposition of said violation, shall, as a sole expense, cause a violation to be removed. Now, the only violation that's here, I have to say, is the invasion of my privacy. Because, like I said, no worker is allowed to take pictures of your apartment. And so far, I've complained to everybody but Santa Claus because I refuse to talk to management about it. Now, come here because and I said to our superintendent, I said I will not allow the treatment to be done unless we get rid of the extermination company. Because I don't think the extermination company is doing the job and keeping the roaches out of my apartment. They're not doing the job. Whatever they're doing is not working. And a second thought, they are not working. Because they're too busy taking pictures of my own personal apartment. So I want to put a warning out there to all shareholders that if your apartment is infested with roaches or mice, if you have a roach and mice problem, do not, under any circumstances, call the office and make an appointment for the exterminator. Because if your apartment is not 100% spotless, you're going to get a letter like this, or chores like this. And I said, look, you're not going. I'm telling you now, management is not going to do it. Not going to be done unless we have a brand new extermination service. Because the exterminator here, this has been going on for months. I mean, it's never been this bad, and the whole. I've been living here for almost 49 years. I never had a roach problem this bad. What I mean by that is, there were times that we don't clean the house fast enough, or wash the floors enough, or whatever the circumstances is. But we never had a roach problem this bad in the apartment. Because we would have the exterminator here, and it was spray, and wherever he has to spray, whatever chemicals he sprays with. And I don't see any roaches for maybe 2 to 3 weeks before that spray wears off, and the exterminate and roaches come out again. But the way the dollar bug does it, if they even do it, which I don't think they really properly spray my apartment. They never does. I don't know if it's because they're being lazy, which I think they are. Not every single one who works for the dollar bug company. I don't think that every single one of them is lazy. But what they do is they have like an attitude problem. I think maybe a part of the reason is I think it's maybe a little anti-Semitism going on here. Because I'm Jewish. There's a picture in my living room. There's a photograph of me from my bar mitzvah. I have prominently in my living room, hanging prominently in my living room, so you could tell. Anybody with connected brain cells knows there's a Jewish house they're walking into, or a kosher house, and so maybe they're not doing a full job in there. I don't know if that's really it. I like to think not, but I won't put anything past these guys. And what's going on is what's really going on is absolutely disgusting. What's happening in terms of what's going on with the exterminator? Because I never had a problem with the exterminator before, because when they spray now, within 20 minutes after they're spraying, the roaches are running around like crazy. My apartment. Probably get rid of spray, because it looks like within about maybe 20 minutes after they spray, you see the roaches running around my apartment. That never happened before, ever, in the extermination company. Never. But it's happening with this extermination company, and I said to Super, do not make any more work orders with the extermination company anymore, for me. And so that's why now I'm asking everybody to not. I'm asking. I'm not. Whenever I'm not going to get mad at you guys if any of you make a work order for the exterminator. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get, I'm not going to get mad at any of you guys. But I just don't want, I feel that we should send a message, because if this happened to me, it can happen to every single one of you. I don't want this to happen to any of you guys. So if you do not let the exterminators in, I will send a message. And because Dollar Buzz will be wondering, how come we're not getting more work orders for your co-op anymore? Well, because I want to set a boycott of Dollar Bug. Let's boycott these bastards, because especially for the elderly people here, especially those who have very low mobility, like my father does. You're not going to be able to supervise these guys. So if you're not going to be physically able to supervise these guys, to watch them like a hawk, they're going to get away with more crap like this, and we should not allow the extermination company to get away with this. Let's send the message to Dollar Bug and Big Six Management by boycotting, by trying to force management. Force is wrong. Trying to get management to get rid of this extermination company. Because I heard plenty of other complaints from other shareholders that the extermination company is not reliable anymore. And I don't trust them. After what happened, I don't trust them at all. Because like I said earlier, they do not have the right to photograph your apartment. And that's what this guy did. He violated my privacy, violated my family's privacy. You report me to management for no reason whatsoever. So do I have the cleanest apartment in the world? I said no. But I know there's been plenty of shareholders who, also they either too busy with their jobs, or too busy with their kids, or whatever the situation, or whatever each individual shareholder's situation is. I don't know one person who has lived here, who has 100% clean in their apartments. All right, with all due respect to all shareholders here, I don't know one person who has an apartment 100% clean. No, not one. I used to have a friend of mine who moved down here almost 30 years ago. They lived like a bunch of slobs, in their apartments. And well, at the time, they didn't have the policy that you have now, when they could threaten you like this, and if your apartment's not clean enough. I know they weren't clean enough, and a neighbor of mine who died almost 2 years ago, in the apartment, she lived like a slob. If you want to know an atypical slob she was, first of all, you could walk in an apartment and you could smell the cigarette smoke in an apartment. It's all over the place, and not only that, but you could smell the cat hair, the cat fur in the apartment, because she had a couple of cats, like 2 or 3 cats, at least 2 or 3 cats in her apartment. So you smell the cat hair, you smell the cat urine all over her apartment. You had smoke stains all over the place, all over her apartment, from one end of her apartment to the other end. And maintenance, as far as I know, they're still cleaning the apartment. I mean, that's how dirty her apartment is. Naturally, they're not going to charge her $225 because she's slightly dead. But if you're going after me, you have to go after every single solitary shareholder who doesn't have the apartment 100% clean. And then I'm not saying not cleaning. I mean, it's stupid for me to say that, because I do clean the house as best I can with what I have in the apartment. I do what I can. My sister does what she can. My sister does what she can't physically able to do. I do what I'm physically able to do, and we still can't keep the roaches out of here. And there's cracks all over my kitchen, all over, and so space between the sink and the wall, in the bathroom and in the kitchen. There's literally a crawl space where roaches can come in and out of at will, from out of the wall through the spaces with the sink, and you can see it. I mean, it's maybe an eighth of an inch, if that, space that's there. So that's where they're coming out of. And they're not coming out of the floor. They're not coming out of my kitchen floors. They're not coming out of my bathroom floors. They're coming out of the spaces around the sinks, in the bathrooms and in the kitchen. So I said, why can't you seal that up? And I can exterminate. Why can't you put a caulk in there and seal up the sinks and see if that keeps the roaches out of here? I go, that's a maintenance thing. I said, no, it's an exterminator thing. Why can't you do that? And they go, They actually made that face, by the way, that I just made. They go, and he said, hey, it's your responsibility as an exterminator to take care of the problem. You know there's a problem. I want you to take care of it by sealing off the sinks, by caulking it. And like that's the answer I get. And instead of that, I got some schmuck taking pictures of my apartment instead. So I said, from now on, nobody's coming up to my apartment. No exterminators coming up here. Nobody. And so let's try them sending one off. And if that doesn't solve the problem, I said the only way they will let them in there is let them in here to do that treatment is if you put me up in a hotel. Put me up in a hotel for 2 days. Do that. And get rid of the exterminating company. We're not allowed this exterminating company in my apartment. No way. It's got to be done by somebody else. And so you have to get rid of the extermination company altogether. If not, then it's not going to be done. Period. And That's how it's going to be. If Big Six does not, accommodate us in our conditions, it's not going to be done. That's it. And that's why I'm asking, do not, under any circumstances, allow the extermination coming in your apartment. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Because if this happened to me, it's going to happen to every single shareholder in Big Six. Eventually, it's going to happen at least once. To everybody. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen to somebody else. I guarantee this thing's going to happen to somebody else. When? Who knows? But I'm saying, if you don't let the exterminator in, that's not going to happen to you. If you value your privacy, if you value what you do in your apartment, in terms of keeping your apartment clean, then do not let the exterminator in, because he's going to take pictures, folks. The exterminator is going to take pictures of your apartment and report you to management. It's going to happen, folks. It's going to happen to you, like it happened to me. So like I said, when I ask one more time, respectfully ask all of you, do not let the exterminator in your apartment. Don't do it. So I want you to thank everybody for watching this video, and catch you next time.